Hello, I'm Dorian Lewis, and this is my pitch presentation for Plaything. The premise of this game is that a young girl is haunting a house, and to win the game, her family has left you clues such as notes and hints on how to dispel her ghost and escape the house. The player will need to use different pieces of equipment such as a motion tracker, puzzles like unlocking secret rooms, and whatever clues they can find to aid them in their mission. The primary genre is horror due to the nature of a haunted house. In a haunted house, you're normally feeling a bit of fright and lingering uncertainty of your surroundings. You tend to be uneased by the sounds of the house and the thought of losing. The secondary genre is mystery due to the amount of puzzles and clues the player will need to complete and discover to banish the ghosts and save the house. Mechanics. The puzzles include, but not limited to, repairing broken objects, burning dolls, matching symbols, or solving riddles. These can come in many different forms and can be harder than one another. Hiding will be useful as a means for the player to avoid detection by the ghost or to avoid the pursuit of the ghost. The dispelling mechanic is used upon successfully burning all dolls within the house. A total of 6 dolls will need to be burned for this to take place. There will be multiple things within the home for the player to interact with, such as doors, dolls, the ghosts, lights, and the environment. There will also be items on the ground the player can pick up, such as matches. Decision making. There are several possible outcomes to this game, all of which are determined by which action the player decides to take. Once you have burned all the dolls, the ghost will exit the girl's body, and she will be left in a docile state. At this moment, it leads to the other 3 outcomes. Keep the girl prisoner for testing. A young girl surviving being possessed by a powerful ghost has piqued your interest in her capabilities, and so you keep the girl prisoner for testing purposes. After being possessed for so long, has left the girl with lingering sanity, and staring at her for too long can cause the player to lose their sanity. After the entire ordeal, you decided upon yourself that the best thing to do now is to kill the girl. You feel that it is the right thing to do after witnessing what she has been through. Or you can leave the girl. After the job is done, you decide to take your paycheck and leave the house. There are many rules that come into play in this game. The player will be trapped inside the house and won't be permitted to leave until the ghost has been dealt with. The player will need to explore the home for any clues or backstories or how to deal with the ghost. Once the player has uncovered a way to dispel the ghost, they will need to seek out the dolls scattered around the house and burn them. There are many elements that are used within this game. The player will often feel a constant sense of unease due to being potentially surprised the more they progress through the game. There will be multiple objects that are used for interaction for the game progression, as well as doing some backstory of the house and for the player to learn. With this being a horror game, I found it best that jump scares would make an excellent element to the game. The game offers puzzle solving, mystery, and mechanic based gameplay that offers variety and excitement. The player feels a sense of isolation within the game due to being completely alone and at the mercy of the ghost. The game will grow more difficult as it progresses, which will increase the sense of isolation and uncertainty. After the first encounter with the ghost, the player will feel a sense of fear. They will constantly be trying to keep their distance and figure out the location of the ghost to avoid being transformed and losing. There are a few risks that come into play within this game. Being a small team, this means not many people overseeing the development, which can lead to a good number of things that can be missed in both the alpha and beta of the game, which can cause a negative player feedback. A small development team won't have the best game engine. Due to this fact, there will be frame rate drops at times. The game may crash from time to time due to early release and possible errors. Potential exploit or hindrances may be found in the game, such as hidey holes to avoid being captured by the ghost being stuck, the player being stuck, or a doll not rendering in.